Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 9 of this 2020-2021 Premier League season. Now before we get on to this week's predictions, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on back in round 8.
So last week I had an average week. I had 6 points with one perfect result, that being Man City to draw with Liverpool.
Yeah, and I didn't do too well at all, Nathan. I just came away with 5 points overall, no perfect scores, and joining me was the viewers' representative on 5 points, which was Jason Liu. I think that's how you pronounce it, Jason. But if we go over to the predictions table, we can see the top scorer of the week was David Ojumwemi, and David came away with 13 points all together with 3 perfect scores. Now that puts David now in 31st position on 43 points overall. Nathan, you've climbed the table slightly, I believe, up to 18th position on 48 points overall, and I'm languishing in 29th position on 44 points. Top of the shop though is Mahmoud Conte, and Mahmoud's currently on 63 points, which is 6 points above Hassan Ali. Well done Hassan for being in second position at the moment, but I'll just slowly move down the table to see if you can spot yourself in the league table there. Give some shout outs. Abdullah Ghalib there, he's played now 7 weeks. Andrew Walters on 35 points. Isaac A and Simon Ford 28 points. And most of these people down here have only played 1 or 2 fixtures, so hopefully you'll be able to return in these coming weeks. But that's enough of week 8. Let's move on and make some predictions for week 9.
Okay, so first up we have Newcastle vs Chelsea on Saturday at 12:30 on BT. Now Newcastle lost 2-0 against a very good Southampton team last time around, even though it was the international break, so that doesn't really matter now too much. And they're coming up against Chelsea when who got an impressive 4-1 victory over Sheffield United there.
Yeah, very good, even though Sheffield United bottom of the table. They're
bottom of the table indeed, but I did, especially with their defence as well and the way they've been playing, especially in the last few matches, that really came as a shock to me as well. So they're really losing confidence there. We'll get onto them later on anyway, but there's a reason I'm going to go for a Chelsea win in this one, and mainly because of the way they've been playing recently and the fact that they are slowly climbing up the table and they haven't lost in over 6 matches, but they haven't lost in the last 4 away, have very good away form, and you know Newcastle with their struggles against London clubs, even though they do tend to play a lot better at St James's Park. So for that reason I'm going to go for a 2-0, completely the same as what I went for Chelsea last week.
Yeah, as you say Nathan, Chelsea currently in 5th position, not lost in their last 6 fixtures, winning their last 2, and they haven't actually lost in their last 4 away matches as well. As you say, Newcastle have conceded at least 1 goal in each of their 7 matches, so it looks like that Newcastle will concede in this match. I think Pulisic may be out for this one, or he may even return. I believe Havertz missed the last fixture because of the demonetised virus. We mustn't say that word. The likes of Shelby, Fraser, Gale, and possibly Wilson will be out for Newcastle in this fixture. Newcastle averaging 1.38 points per game and Chelsea 1.88 points per game. Chelsea looking very good at the moment. Their defence, they seem to have shown up quite a lot recently.
It's improving.
So it is improving. So I believe this is going to be a Chelsea away win, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to the Blues in this match. Now the next fixture is the only 3 o'clock kickoff of the Saturday fixtures, and that's between Aston Villa against Brighton. Now Aston Villa last time out, absolutely impressive, 3-0 victory over Arsenal. Who saw that coming? I think we both predicted an Arsenal victory in that one, but coming up against a Brighton side who could be missing Trossard again in this one. Brighton, even though I think we keep saying it week after week, they've been playing well, but they can't win at the moment.
They just can't score.
No, that's win, the way they can't score.
Letting in silly defensive mistakes as well. That's why they're just struggling.
Yeah, in 16th position, because last time, they couldn't score, and that was against Burnley, although Burnley had their chances in that fixture. Prior to that, losing
say
away
about
against
Tottenham
Spurs. Prior to that, getting a draw against West Brom, and West Brom at the moment are awful. If you're going to lose against Fulham, then you've got no hope really. But Brighton, okay, playing okay, but Villa, which Villa is going to turn up? We know that Grealish is in fine form at the moment.
Grealish is in the form of his life.
He'll probably be playing on Wednesday evening for England as well. So, we should see an Aston Villa victory here, but I think it's going to be tight. I think there will be just the one goal in it, because if you do look at Brighton's, how they've been, conceding goals, they haven't actually conceded that many in these past 6 fixtures, or past 4 fixtures. So you could say, okay, it was 2-1 deficit against Tottenham, but in those other 3 matches it's been 0-0, 1-1 and 1-1. So I'm going to go for a narrow victory to Aston Villa here. Aston Villa themselves find themselves in 6th position. Prior to that 3-0 victory over Arsenal, they did have a bit of a stutter, losing against a very good Southampton team 4-3 at home, and they got destroyed by Leeds United, but you don't know with Leeds as well. Prior to that, of course, they had 3 victories. So I'm going to go for a home victory in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to the Villains.
I'm actually going to go for a 2-0 in this one. Brighton, I feel so sorry for the people who actually had to pay to watch the Brighton Burnley game. How can you charge 15 quid for a game like that, a 0-0 game where no team could get barely any shots, back and forth football, not good at all, and pay for it.
It's finished now. Box office has finished until possibly after Christmas. So.
It is finished now, but how can you pay £15 for that to watch it on TV on the sofa? Completely ridiculous. But I think this is going to be another game that Villa are going to focus are going to nail on, that they have to win this one. That Grealish-Barkley midfield partnership is absolutely unreal at the moment, along with McGinn as well, and working that forward, just phenomenal. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Villa win. Next up, we've got a very interesting 5:30 kickoff on Sky between Spurs and Man City. Pep versus Jose. Pep versus Jose once again. Don't kill me, Jose Mourinho. But Man City grinded out a 1-1 draw with Liverpool. Apart from that, they haven't been scoring much either, and their defence has been hasn't been as strong as many people would have liked it, really.
In the last 6 games, I think they've been doing pretty well. Last 5 games, rather.
Doing well, but they have room to improve. Whereas Spurs playing superb, second, won their last 3 matches. Son and Kane, got to be team of the season so far. Absolutely, that connection's unreal. Defence is improving, midfield's improving. Looking good, and I'm actually going to go out on a whim here and say that Spurs are going to win this one, and I think they're going to win this one 2-1. I think they're just going to be too much for Man City's defence, but not strong enough to allow to shut the shop. So I'm going to go for Spurs winning this one.
I've been looking at this fixture myself, Nathan, this morning, and I can't decide. Is this going to be, Spurs could win this one, Man City could take all 3 points, or it could be a draw. Looking at the Man City defence, I think since the likes of Laporte have come back in off injury, they have shown up in the last 5 fixtures, as I've just mentioned. They haven't conceded more than 1 goal in those fixtures, so that the likes of a 1-1 draw against Leeds, Man City and Liverpool, and in between those results, those draws, they've beaten Arsenal 1-0 and Sheffield United 1-0 away. So if you look at that form, it's going to be a victory to Man City. However, I think with the way that Spurs have been playing, Kane's going getting amongst the goals. I think he's managed some 8 assists this season, which has gone along with his 7 goals he's scored. Absolutely fantastic. If you look at the head-to-heads between Pep Guardiola and Mourinho over the years, they played each other 23 times. There's been 11 victories for Pep, 6 draws and 6 victories for Mourinho. So difficult one to call this one. It is at Spurs. I think Spurs at home, currently second in the league, Haven't lost at home, possibly, I don't think, this season. Manchester City, okay, they're in 10th. Seem to be turning the corner. Not sure if Sterling, I think he's come back off international duty with it's either a thigh or a calf injury. So whether he'll be available for the weekend, I'm not so sure. Will Aguero, with the likes of Jesus, be available? It remains to be seen. But I'm going to sit on the fence for this one. I can't actually decide who's going to come out victorious. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this match. Next up, we've got Manchester United at home against West Bromwich Albion. This takes place at 8 o'clock on Saturday evening.
Haven't won at home all season, of course.
Yeah, Man United haven't won at home all season. It takes place on BT Sports, but they are coming up against West Brom, and West Brom not won at all this season. So
terrible.
You could say it's going to be a draw, or what I think it is, it's going to be a Manchester United victory. Probably this week or 2 weeks, not rest, but away from Old Trafford, will probably do the Red Devils players some good. They're playing West Brom. West Brom, 17 goals conceded this season, which is
leaky
worst
defence
in the division, along with, would you believe it, Leeds. Well, you would believe it, but Liverpool only 1 goal less on 16 goals conceded. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to the Red Devils on this one, saving Ollie Skin yet again.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, actually fortunately for all the other clubs, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's skin is going to be saved again. I've gone for a 2-0 as well.
Yeah.
If Man United somehow don't win this and get out-tacticked by Slaven Bilic and that championship standard sludge at the bottom of the Premier League, then there's no way. If Man United lose this, Ollie's gone. Ollie is gone.
Yeah. Well,
But I'm going for a 2-0, so I'm going to stay. He's going to stay put for a bit longer.
Yeah, I think that their last match was against Everton. Okay, we know that Everton had, I think it was injuries and suspensions and all that sort of thing. Winning 3-1, which was probably their best win of the season. Although that Newcastle victory as well away was a good one. But,
or even that Chelsea draw in a way as well.
In a way, but they haven't looked good at all as Manchester United this season so far.
Going from one championship standard team to another. Next up, we've got Fulham versus Everton. Now, Fulham, somehow, they're not in the drop zone. 4 points. 1 win, 1 draw, and 6 losses. Well, at the end of the day, they beat West Brom, so not much special about that. And they did draw Sheffield United. I mean, look at Sheffield United, though, at the end of the day. Fulham could have easily won that as well if Mitrovic actually scored his penalty. Big up David Marshall as well for that save-in with Scotland the other day. But Everton losing last time round. They've had time now to recover after those 3 losses against Southampton, Newcastle and Man United, of course. Quite heavy scorelines, but I don't know, I think this is where Everton are going to get back into it, and I think it's going to start at Fulham. There's no way that Fulham's defence can keep up with Everton's quite speedy attack. They should be able to keep a clean sheet in this one. With the likes of Adam Lukman, I mean, he's never going to be seen in the squad again after that one, but I don't know, Everton should surely be winning this one by quite a big margin and holding out a clean sheet, so I'm going for 3-0.
I think Everton are going to come out with a victory in this fixture, although they have lost their last three matches as well. With Fulham, though, they are outside the drop zone. I know they did have that really good win against West Brom, but West Brom, what's going on? Defensively, in their last 5 games, they have shown up quite a bit, making it tough for teams to score against them, but they're finding it tough for themselves to score. Everton, you say that Everton's, their players are having a rest, but a lot of them are on international duty. You've got to remember James is playing in the World Cup qualifiers down there in South America. Richarlison, I'm not sure if he's playing for Brazil. I'll have to look into that a bit more, but suspended from Everton last time out. He should return this weekend, but he might be in South America as well. You've probably got the likes of Gylfi Sigurdsson playing for Iceland, so he's playing. Lots of their players will be away on international duty. Not sure how many of the Fulham ones are, so that could give them a bit of an advantage playing at Craven Cottage as well. But it's going to be a tight one, this one. Fulham aren't scoring goals. Everton need to get back to winning ways. I think they will. I think they've regrouped. and they're going to come away with a 2-1 victory in this match. Next up on Sunday at 2 o'clock on Sky, we've got Sheffield United against West Ham. Sheffield United, rock bottom of the division, only gaining the 1 point so far this season. People say about the second season syndrome. Is it true? Is it isn't?
I don't think so yet, because of the start of the season they've had.
It's too early, isn't it? Yeah.
So
coming up against West Ham doing okay-ish. They find themselves in 12th position, only losing once in their last 6 fixtures, but they have been playing really well. They've had a tough opening to the season. Last time they had a 1-0 victory over Fulham at home. That was quite tight, and prior to that it was a 2-1 defeat against Liverpool, when they should have actually got something out of that match. So overall looking good. Not sure if Antonio's back for this one. I'll have to check out the injuries there for this one, but I think this is going to be a narrow victory for the Hammers. I'm only going to go for a 1-0 away victory. I think Sheffield United, they're going to have to start pulling some out of the bag. Maybe they'll start with shoring up their defence a little bit more, but that might have a detrimental effect on them going forward. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-0 away win to the Hammers.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go for a draw in this one.
Wow.
I mean, looking at Sheffield United's last few games, they've had Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Leeds. Very difficult fixtures, especially considering when they played really well against Arsenal and really well, I thought quite well against Leeds, and unlucky to lose that one. But well, I mean, Patrick Bamford, isn't it?
He's scoring. He is some like 8 goals or something ridiculous like that.
Insane, especially when he can do it in the Championship. But I don't know. I think West Ham are going to start to drop off now. They've had their little surge, especially when Moyes wasn't there and all that. But yeah, I think this is where they're going to start to calm down now and start to struggle, especially leading up to Christmas. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 in this one, playing it safe. Next up, we got Bielsa's Leeds against Arsenal. Now Arsenal hanging in there around, in 11th, only won 2 out of their last 6 matches with 4 losses. Not good at all. Leeds struggling as well. I think they're starting to drop off as well, because Leeds, I said it at the start of the season, they always start the season absolutely flying, and this is where they are starting to drop off, and they've actually dropped off earlier.
They've actually conceded 8 goals in that 2 fixtures as well.
The defence is struggling, and they're starting to drop off earlier than they usually do in the Championship, when they start off flying and then start to cut back a little bit. Arsenal struggling as well, but I think they have had the international break to sort of regroup and work things out, and I think they're just going to edge it, Arsenal, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 Gunners victory.
Yeah, Arsenal, this fixture, I really don't know what to think of it. Arsenal terrible at the moment. They can't score goals for Toffee, finding themselves in 11th position. I don't think they've scored well. They've scored more than 1 goal in only 1 fixture in the last 6 matches. Thomas Partey came in looking good, but in the last match they lost 3-0. I think he actually went off, maybe injured or something. They pulled him off there, but they did get that really good victory against Manchester United a couple of games ago. But we know what Manchester United are like this season.
Inconsistent as anything.
Yeah, but okay, they're not conceding many, but they're not scoring. Aubameyang, I think he's only scored once since the start of the season. Lacazette isn't firing. Yeah, difficult one to predict. Leeds, you don't know who's going to turn up. They are conceding goals now, but I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I can't see a victor. I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Next up, we've got Liverpool at home against Leicester City. This takes place at 7:15 on Sunday evening. Now Liverpool,
where do we start with
injuries? Well, I'll just go through the injury list now, Nathan. We've got Andrew Robertson could be out.
50% status.
Yeah, he could be playing. Probably the only one in that back line who could actually be starting, but he's
essentially the whole back line's out. It's mad.
You got Thiago possibly still out. He may actually come in back for this fixture. Trent's out. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Gomez, of course.
Gomez is out for the season.
Yeah. Salah has got the demonetized virus, and we don't think he's going to be available for this one.
He'll be out for 2 weeks. He is.
Yeah. Jordan Henderson has come back off international duty as well, so
touch and go injury, so touch and go
whether he's going to be available. Van Dijk, we know he's out for the season, and the Ox as well is out. So lots and lots of things to think about there for Jurgen Klopp.
Lots of issues.
Leicester, they've got injury concerns themselves, but
it's nowhere near on the level.
If you've got the likes of Vardy, who's not on international duty now, Maddison, I don't know if he was in the squad for England.
No, I don't think so.
No, so this is a tough one to call. Liverpool absolutely fantastic at home. They are in third position at the moment, and they are
their last 3 matches.
Okay, they did get that draw against Manchester City, but I got a feeling that Leicester are going to come away with all 3 points in this one. Yeah, I was toying with a draw because you look at that front line. I think there was talk about Mane not being available for this fixture, but I think he will be available now.
Still.
And you've got Jota and you've got Firmino as well.
He doesn't score much, though.
No, he doesn't, but his worth to the team, and he's probably away. I think he's down there in South America as well, so he's got travelling back, across the Atlantic for this fixture on Sunday. So I'm going to go for a Foxes win. Stick my neck out, 2-1 away win.
Yeah, I was very close on putting a win for this one as well, especially with considering the likes of Vardy. Of course, he's retired from international football, and certain important elements of the Leicester team who haven't been away on international duty, of course. Bear in mind, you do have the likes of Ndidi and
I'm not sure if he's
Schmeichel and key players like that who have. Well, you do have. I go back on that. Ndidi's out. You've also got Castan out. You've got Soyuncu out. So 2 important defenders out.
Fofana as well. He's currently being assessed for the weekend.
Another very good player. So battle of the injuries really. But I don't know. I'm going to play it safe. I think Leicester have a bigger chance of Liverpool than winning this one. But I'm going to sit on the fence and go 1-1. Next up we have Jordan North's happy place Burnley somehow going up against Crystal Palace. Now Crystal Palace getting a very good win, 4-1 against Sheffield United the last game week. Eze coming up from the Championship, he was absolutely on fire in that one.
I think it was free kick, wasn't it? Free kick,
playing well, fantastic. Coming up against a Burnley squad, 0-0 draw against Brighton, very boring, sat in 19th at the moment at the foot of the table. Out of the 3 teams in the bottom 3 at the moment, Burnley are the most likely to get out, especially if they have a resurgence towards the end of the season as well, which I think is quite likely.
They need to start scoring goals. Only 3 goals in 7 matches isn't great.
They need to start scoring. Come on, Sean Dyche, sort it out. But I don't know, I have my money on Crystal Palace for that one. Even though they're patchy as anything and inconsistent as anything, I think they're going to start picking up points again, Crystal Palace, and I think this is going to be a 2-0 victory to Palace.
Yeah, I can see this one. Everybody's going to probably go for Palace because of that fine win in the last fixture, and probably these are the ones where we predict and Burnley probably go out and wins. But looking at logically and stats wise, the pace that Palace have got over the park, and every time we seem to write them off, they come away with a victory. Looking at their last 6 fixtures, they beat Leeds, but Leeds are all over the place themselves. They're losing against Wolves. Prior to that, they did get wins against Fulham and a draw against Brighton. So those wins have been against promoted teams. So this is going to be a difficult fixture for Palace. However, Burnley can't score. Went away and got that draw against Brighton, but they're going to have to open up if they want to climb the table. That'll probably play into Crystal Palace hands. There's not going to be many goals in this one, so I'm going to go for a narrow, just 1-0 away victory to Crystal Palace.
Maybe it's about time for them to get what's his name back, Dean Marney.
Yeah, possibly.
Could be an idea, but go on.
Yeah, but final fixture of the weekend. Again, this is the second fixture on Monday evening, live on Sky Sports at 8 o'clock. We've got Wolves at home against Southampton. Southampton, fantastic in 4th position, but Wolves, they've been climbing the table themselves, even though they did lose their last fixture against Leicester. But Leicester, of course, are top of the table. But let's have a quick look at Southampton's form in their last 6 fixtures. They've actually won 5 of them. Like a 2-0 victory at home against Newcastle last time out, an away win against Aston Villa, a home win against Everton. They got that draw against Chelsea, and prior to that, they beat West Brom like everyone else, and they did carve out a narrow 1-0 victory against Burnley. So they're playing Wolves. It's going to be a tight match, could end up in a draw, but because of the way Southampton are playing at the moment, Walker-Peters looks brilliant. Free kick specialist, Ward-Prowse in the centre forward, having a very good season. Not many goals in this one. Wolves don't concede that many. So I'm going to go for a
Good defence.
1-0 away victory to Southampton.
Interesting. I'm going to actually stick my foot out here and say a 2-2 draw.
Wow,
Desmond's
yeah.
indeed. I just think the great attacks of both squads, even though the Wolves' defence has been really sharp recently, I think they're just going to cancel each other out. Goals at both ends. One from Podence, fantasy football of course, and then one from probably Adama Traore, providing he's playing.
Yeah, normally on the bench these days, isn't he?
Normally on the bench. As for Southampton, probably Ward-Prowse and who's going to get the other one? Well, if I say no, we'll probably end up scoring finally. So yeah, I'll say Che Adams. But yeah, 2-2 Wolves Southampton.
Fantastic. So that concludes our predictions for week 9 of the 2020-2021 Premier League season. Now, as usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description if you want to play at home. Then just copy and paste them into your comment. And like, if you are top scorer, David Ojuemi last week with 13 points, you could get a shout out in the next video. And on Friday evening, I'm going to pick somebody at random using the YouTube random generator website to pick somebody, and you'll represent the viewers last week, like Jason Louis, I think his name is, from last time out. But Nathan, before we go, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, live stream on Saturday as usual, 10 to 3, Cardiff Millwall. Make sure you're there, guys. Look at my channel, link in the description below.
Fantastic. And at the time of editing, probably
I will be streaming.
You'll be streaming the Wales
Finland. Busy streaming schedule at the moment.
Fantastic. Hope you all enjoyed the video as usual. Continue to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. But for now, we'll bid you farewell, and we'll see you in the next video.